Good evening to one and all. Welcome you all to the Daily Indian Express newspaper analysis for the date 27th as well as 28th February 2024, brought to you by Ganesh IAS Academy. Okay, let's get into the today's newspaper analysis. So, mentioned here are the list of articles which we are going to have the analysis in the upcoming slides. So, have a look into it. Okay, let's analyze every article one by one. To fight the climate change, Germany plans to store the carbon dioxide under the underground of the offshore. So this is what the news is about. From the heading itself, we could able to understand what the news is related to. It is about the storage of carbon dioxide under the ground in the offshore region of that, particularly the exclusive economic zone of the Germany. This is what the news is about. First, we will look into the linkage of the news with the examination. Under prelims, the news is related to general issues on environmental ecology, biodiversity, climate change that does not require any kind of subject specialization. Similarly, under mains GS paper 3, through a major topic called environment, under which a subtopic called conservation, environmental pollution, degradation, environmental impact assessment. So this is how the news has been related with examination. Let's look into the details of the news. See, the Germany plans to enable underground carbon storage offshore sites, and Germany is making good progress in economy with expanding the renewable energy source and energy. But a solution is need to fix the carbon dioxide emitted by some factors like some sectors like cement industries that are hard to abate. Germany plans to cut its emission, that is to reach the net zero by 2045. And what is the opposition voice that has raised against the Germany's plan to store the carbon dioxide underground in the offshore is, see, this carbon capture as well as storage is unproven at the largest scale and has been very less effective when compared to the other renewable sources like solar as well as wind energy. So this is what the opposition that has been raised against the storage of carbon dioxide beneath the ground in the exclusive economic zone of Germany. So what does this carbon capture and storage technology is about? See, it is the way to catch the carbon and trap it beneath the earth, and it differs from the carbon dioxide removal. That is, in the carbon dioxide removal, the carbon dioxide will be sucked out from the atmosphere directly, rather than taking the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and storing it under the earth. So this is what the difference between the carbon storage as well as the carbon dioxide removal is about. So what is the major challenges this technology or this thing will face? It will be facing is, the first foremost challenge is the high cost. Secondly, the transport and storage of carbon dioxide is dangerous because it could lead to some kind of environmental disasters because during its transportation, and as a result of which there is some environmental concern with regards to the transportation and also with regards to the storage under the ground of the carbon dioxide. So these are all the challenges the technology is facing. So what is the significance does it holds is, see, it will decarbonize various sectors, most importantly the sectors like cement industries which are hard to abate. Secondly, it will be reducing the social cost of carbon, and then it will be leading to a way of circular economy, that is the sustainable economy. So this is what the significance it holds. And what are the things which we needed to be further aware of is, we should be aware of what is United Nations framework for Convention on Climate Change, and what are all its objectives, and what are all the goals under which it has been formed. Secondly, we should also be aware of what is sustainable development goals, which are all the goals coming under it, and which organization is responsible for formation as well as implementation of this goal. Thirdly, we should also be aware of the Pajamrit, which is the promise being made by India at the global international arena with regards to the climate change. So these are all the things which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. New railway stretch in Jammu and Kashmir. So recently a new railway stretch has been flagged off by the Prime Minister in the Jammu and Kashmir. So let's look into the details of the news. Before that, we will look into the connection of the news with the examination. Under prelims, it has been connected to economic and social development. Similarly, under mains, through a major topic called economic development, under which a subtopic called infrastructure, energy, ports, roads, airports, railways, etc. So this is how the news has been related with the examination. So PM Prime Minister has inaugurated Banihal as well as Sangaldan section of the railways that connects Baramulla in the North Kashmir to Udhampur in the Jammu, which is present in the southern part. And this Banihal Sangaldan section, what does it about? See, more than 90% of this section, that is the 48 kilometer of the line between Banihal to Sangaldan, passes through a tunnel which is in the mountainous region, and it includes the country's longest tunnel, that is T tunnel, which has the range of 12.77 kilometer, and this section also has 16 bridges between it. And then there are 3 escape tunnels for the safety as well as rescue operation whenever the train as well as the passengers are struck because of the emergency, because of any kind of disasters that has happened in their passage. So that is the reason why 3 escape tunnel has been constructed in between the passage. So what is the significance of this railway line is, see, it can travel between Jammu and Kashmir even when the National Highway 44 is closed because of vehicular traffic and also because of the snow or any kind of the environmental disaster. Secondly, it opens up the far off area of the Jammu for tourists and for the other economic activity. So this is what the significance this railway lines or this railway stretch will be holding for Jammu and Kashmir. And what is the history of railway in Jammu and Kashmir is, see, the first railway line in Jammu and Kashmir was built by British during 1897 over a distance of 40 to 45 km between Jammu and Sialkot in the plain region. But between 1902 and 1905, a railway line was planned between Rawalpindi as well as Srinagar, but it got dropped out. It never commenced after that. It remained in the planning stage itself. If it has been implemented, means it would have connected the Kashmir Valley with the independent India or the undivided India. So Maharaja Pratap Singh of Jammu and Kashmir was in favor of Jammu Srinagar line via Raisi, and neither project got progressed. So after partition, the Sialkot went to Pakistan and Jammu was disconnected from rail network of India. The Pathankot Jammu line was inaugurated during 1975, and in 1983 work began on the railway line between Jammu and Udhampur. So the 53 kilometer railway line stretch was planned to constructed within the 5 years, but it took around 21 years, and it had 20 major tunnels and 158 bridges. So these tunnels and bridges passes through difficult mountainous terrains. That is the reason why it took more than 20 years, because of the engineering as well as technological challenges the terrain has posed. And with various work that was underway between 1983 to 1994 in the Jammu and Udhampur stretch, during 1994 the extension of the stretch have been announced, that is from Udhampur to Srinagar and then to Baramulla, so that the entire stretch is called as Udhampur Srinagar Baramulla railway line, which was approved in 1995, and this project got momentum during 2002 under the Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and it was declared as national project because of the challenge this project posed to the engineering as well as the government as the whole, because of the difficult terrain as well as the technological challenges the stretch has posed to the government. And if it is completed, means it will be a huge positive factor for the Jammu and Kashmir, because it will be connecting it with the mainland India. See, this is what the different stretch right now under construction at the different parts of the Jammu and Kashmir. So we could able to see that the Jammu and Udhampur, and then Udhampur to Katra, and to Raisi, to Duga, and Sangaldan, Banihal. So this is what the stretch that has been opened, and from here to Kaziganj, and then to Srinagar, and then to Baramulla. So this stretch, the Baramulla, Srinagar, Banihal, Sangaldan section. So from here to here, this section is operational, and the Banihal Sangaldan section, this is what been inaugurated by the Prime Minister recently. And then from Sangaldan to Katra, it is right now undergoing construction. It is nearing the completion, and then so this is the another stretch from Katra to Jammu. So this is what the different parts of the section that will be connecting the Jammu with Baramulla. So some parts have been inaugurated, some parts have commenced their operation, some parts are nearing their completion, once the overall stretch has been completed and operational means it will be connecting the Jammu with the mainland India. So this is what the significance it holds in the Jammu and Kashmir. So what are all the things? So and apart from it, what are all the challenges and innovation the stretch has faced? Is, see, the Himalayas, as I said, are young and geologically unstable because this geologically unstable because the Sivalik hills as well as Tirpanchal mountains are young and as well as they are very unstable. So and this train or the passage is passing through this hills as well as mountainous region only. That is the reason why it is this area has been categorized as geologically unstable region, and it lies in seismically in the active zone of 4 and 5. The terrain is difficult and sees heavy snow in the winter. So the new Himalayan tunneling method was devised during the construction of this stretch, and in which a horseshoe shaped tunnel was constructed instead of the D-shaped one which was traditionally constructed. And in this site comes the site will be comes down in curve, giving strength to the structure where the soil above it will be very loose, so that the structure underneath will be very strong, so that it can able to withstand or give the stability to the passages or the trains that is going underneath. So what is the benefits of the valley is it could cut the travel time by 3 to 3.5 hours between Srinagar and Jammu, and if Vande Bharat train if being implemented means it will also enable the people to travel from Jammu and Srinagar and return to the Srinagar to Jammu on the same evening, and then it will increase the hassle-free transport of goods such as apple, dry food, shawls, which have huge impact on the local economy and the livelihoods of the people, and the cost of transportation will also comes down, and then the 4 cargo terminal will be built between Banihal as well as the Baramulla range. So this is what the benefits of the valley. So what is the things which we need to be further aware of is we should be aware of the entire Jammu and Kashmir geography, and then what is the significance as well as characteristics of Vande Bharat train. Thirdly, we should also be aware of the entire Jammu economy. So under what basis the Jammu economy is being operated, we should be aware of it, and also we should be aware of the internal security aspect of Jammu and Kashmir. So these are all the things which we need to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Fraudulent trading via FPIs. So what is it and why the SEBI has warned against it? So the news is related to the recent influencers, that is those who are the influencers, those who are influencing people through the social medias. So some of the peoples are influencing the individual traders in the negative way, so that SEBI has warned against it. So what is the warning and what kind of fraudulent things the this influencers have done to the individual traders? We will look into it in the upcoming slides. Before that, we will look into the connection of the exam with the connection of the news with the examination. So under prelims, the news is related to economic and social development. Similarly, under mains, it has been related with GS paper 3, economic development, through a subtopic called Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resource, growth, development and employment. So this is how the news has been related with examination. Let's look into the details of the news. SEBI has warned individuals against the fraudulent trading platforms which are falsely claiming or suggesting affiliation to the registered FPIs or the foreign portfolio investors. So these platforms are misleading the individuals by claiming to offer trading opportunities through FPI or FII accounts like institutional accounts. So this is what the thing that has been raised against the fraudulent traders by the fraudulent influencers by the SEBI. So what is the modus operandi of it? See, SEBI said it has received many complaints where the fraudsters are enticing the victims through online trading courses, seminars, mentorship programs in the stock exchange. And these scamsters are posing as employees or affiliate to the SEBI registered FPIs, and they're coaxing the individual to download the app so that they could be able to purportedly allow them to purchase the share or subscribe to IPOs institutional accounts benefits. What does this institutional account benefit is? It will allow the traders to operate without the need for official trading or the demat account. So this is what the modus operandi of the scamsters is about. So what has the SEBI has said? What SEBI has said? So the market regulator clarified that the FPI investment route is unavailable to resident Indian with some limited exceptions, and there is no provision for institutional account. So this is the one important thing in trading and direct access to the equities in the market. And direct access to market requires the investors to have the trading as well as demat account. Without it, they could not able to operate it. But in the case of institutional account, such kind of institutional account is not there in trading, which the fraudsters or the scamsters are saying that if they are investing in the shares or the IPOs, which they are saying means they will be eligible for institutional accounts, which the such kind of account is not eligible for trading as said by the SEBI. And the market regulators have not granted any regulations to FPIs regarding the security markets investment by Indian investors. So this is what the SEBI has said. So what the investors should do? This has also been said by SEBI. SEBI has urged the investors to exercise caution as well as steer clear of any kind of social media messages being raised by the influencers. And this is what the thing is about, and this is what the opposition that has been raised by SEBI is about. And what are all the things which we needed to be further aware of is, we should be aware of what is FDI, what is Forex reserve, and which are all the components that will be coming under FDI as well as Forex reserve, and then we should be aware of what is balance of payment. And these are all the things which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Human space flight mission, a status check. So this is what news is about. Why it has been in news is, recently the 4 astronauts, those who are going to travel in the Gaganyaan mission, that is the India's first human space flight mission, was introduced recently by the Prime Minister in Kerala. So this is what the news is about. That is the reason why this news appeared in newspaper. Okay, let's look into the relation of the news with the examination. Under prelims, it is related to current events of national as well as international importance. Similarly, under mains, in GS paper 3, science and technology, through a subtopic called awareness in the field of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotech, biotech, and issues relating to IPR. So this is how the news has been related with examination. Let's look into the details of the news. So the astronauts for India's first crew mission was introduced. The first mission flight, the Gaganyaan 1, the unmanned test flight to check the technology readiness, is expected to end by 2024. And the manned mission, which will take 3 members to the 3-member crew to the lower Earth orbit of 400 kilometers and return after 3 days, will also be following the Gaganyaan 1, the test mission. And in 1984, Wing Commander Rakesh Sharma became the first Indian in space when he flew to Salyut 7 space station on the Soviet spacecraft. In 2006, India started work on the orbital vehicle mission that was the later named as Gaganyaan. So this is what the details of the news. So let's look into the launch vehicles humans testing. So ISRO will be using LVM-3, which was previously called as GSLV Mk3 for the Gaganyaan mission, and it is this LVM-3 or the GSLV Mk3 is the most powerful vehicle with the ISRO right now, and it has flown 7 times previously without any kind of failures. The rocket has liquid, solid as well as cryogenic stage, and ISRO has reconfigured all the elements of the LVM-3 rocket which suits to carry the human to the lower Earth orbit. And the CE-20, that is the cryogenic engine, final test was carried, and then the engine passed all the tests, and it has been certified by ISRO to carry forward the mission. So this is what the launch vehicle for the human mission is about. And the Vikas engine for the liquid stage will be used for the liquid stage, and the solid booster, which is the part of the solid stage, have already been qualified for the mission. And then the special flight engine, which ignites the rocket which ignites as the rocket liftoff has completed the acceptance test, and these tests will certify or qualify the test performance of the hardware according to the mission requirement, and the technology of the development is then applied in the final mission. So this is what the different tests that has been carried by the ISRO in the launch vehicle, that is the vehicle that is going to carry the human to the space. So what is the crew model and then the escape system is about? See, the preparation for the human flight module includes development of life support system. So the humans, those who are seated as well as are going to travel in this space, they will be feeling it like a Earth-like system. So that is the thing, and then the Gaganyaan 1 will demonstrate the level of technological preparedness before the manned mission, and the unmanned mission will carry the Gaganyaan 1, that is the unmanned mission. It will be carrying the unpressurized crew model, which is the capsule which the astronauts will be seated. And then the Gaganyaan 1 mission crew model doesn't have any kind of the life support or the environmental control system. And then the another crew model or the crew escape system, which will be following, whose test will be following the Gaganyaan 1 test, will have the environmental setup or the life support system, life support control system. And this flight will be carrying the Vyomitra, which will record all the parameters to study the impact of the flight on humans. And the schedule for this mission are not finalized yet. And for other launches, ISROs already know the road, so that they are moving fast on those aspects. For this kind of testing, still the road is not clear. Right now they have been testing each and every part, so that they will be learning, and then each and every mistakes during the test will get rectified, and then the final demonstration will be carried out. So, and in the October last year, ISRO successfully conducted the first test of the basic crew model and crew escape system. The crew escape system is a part of module that ensures the crew is taken to safe distance in case of any kind of emergency. So this is for the test that has been carried by ISRO. And then the drop chutes, which plays an essential role in the stabilizing the crew module and reducing its velocity to a safe range when it is traveling from up to down. That is, it has the potential to reduce the speed from 150 meters seconds to 63 meters per second from a distance of 17 km to 2.5 km. And its test also, this drop chutes demonstration has also been conducted successfully. And ISRO has also been experimenting with a crew model uprighting system, which ensures that the module remains upright after a splashdown in the sea. So this is what the different kinds of testing that has been made by the ISRO with regards to the different parts of the Gaganyaan mission. And with regards to the training of the astronauts, see, the 4 astronauts have completed their training in the Russia's Yuri Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center, which is present in Russia, and this training was finalized according to the MOU that was signed by ISRO with the Russian Space Agency during 2019. And then the astronauts are currently undergoing the training at the ISRO facility in the Bengaluru, and one of the 4 astronauts, those who are introduced by the Prime Minister yesterday, will be picked by NASA for further training. So this is what the training, this is what the thing with regards to the training of the astronauts is about. So what are the things which we needed to be further aware of is, we should be aware of the Chandrayaan 3, its objective, structure, as well as the launch vehicle, and then Apollo mission, and then the Aditya L1, the mission that was carried by India recently. So these are all the things which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. What is Google's AI Genie that can turn image into the video games? So recently Google has launched the generative AI called Genie, which could able to turn an image or an unlabeled video into the video games. So this is what the news is about. let's look into the relation of the news with the examination. At the prelims, the news is related to current events of national as well as international importance. Similarly, under mains, it has been related to awareness in the field of IT, space, computers, robotics, nanotechs, biotechs, and issues relating to IPR. So this is how the news has been related with examination. So the Google's AI venture DeepMind has introduced Jenny, a new generational AI model that can create interactive video games from a text or the image prompt. So this is what the thing is, and it can generate these games without prior training on the game mechanics, which is the rules based on which the video games will be created. So this is what the speciality of the Jenny is about on the bird's eye or the hawk eye view. So let's look into the specific detail of it. In Jenny, what is it? It is a foundational world generative AI model that can produce output from one or more inputs or prompts in the form of text, and the model can generate an endless variety of playable world from synthetic image, photograph, and even sketches. And Jenny is the first generative interactive environment that has been trained in an unsupervised manner from the unlabeled internet videos, and it is the new kind of generative AI model that enables anyone to conjure and step into the stimulated environments. And simply put, what is the difference between the current generative AI model as well as the Jenny, that is the upgraded version of the Google's generated AI model is, see, the current AI model could be able to produce a valuable content from any kind of images, videos, as well as languages. But this Jenny, what speciality it has is that it could be able to produce playable environment from a single image prompt. So this is what is the difference between the present generative AI model as well as this newly introduced Jenny, that is the Google's AI, generative AI model. And the importance of it is that it is the step forward in the direction of general AI agent, which is the independent program or the entity that interacts with its environment through the sensor, and then it will be producing the generative AI model according to the environment. And it is this newly introduced Jenny is the step in the direction of this general AI agent. So this is what the thing is about. Okay, let's look into what are all things which we needed to be further aware of. Be aware of what is artificial intelligence, what is Internet of Things, what is machine learning, what is natural learning, and then what is augmented, virtual, as well as mixed reality, as well as the various digital laws that is that is available in India to regulate these kind of technologies and its negative impact in the society. So this is what the thing which we needed to be further aware of, and with this we have reached the end of this topic. Okay, let's look into today's practice prelims question. Mentioned here are the today's practice prelims question. So those students, those who are watching this session online, please do comment the option point for the question which you are seeing right now on the board. So with this, we have reached the end of today's session. Please do like, comment, share, as well as subscribe Ganesh IAS YouTube channel so that you will be receiving daily current affair session notification and also weekly environmental as well as science and tech current affair notification, and also the other series that will be brought to you in the future by Ganesh IAS Academy. Thank you.